So we are back in the games room and it is time for the arcade pickups for the month of May. As always, I have been on the MVS journey and I've also picked up a PCB as well by the looks of the screen there, giving it all away. So let's have a look what I picked up in the month of May. Okay, let's not mess about and let's get straight into a little bit of NeoGeo, which is always a good thing. Now, like I mentioned in my previous arcade game pickups, I only need 11 of these sort of playable games. So not including those quiz games or my own games, not really interested in getting those ones. Just focusing on those sort of playable games that you don't need Japanese to play, the proper arcade games basically. So yeah, 11, I'm getting there, I'm getting pretty close. I know one of them is a huge hitter, but one day it will be mine. One day, I hope. So let's see what damage I did into those 6 anyway. So let's start off with a game actually by the same dudes that did Shock Troopers. Now don't get your hopes up, it's the guy Saurus, yes, but the game is Stakes Winners 2. Now if you don't know this one, it is a horsey game, but it's kind of like track and field or Hyper Olympics. So it is the sort of button mashing sort of game. You know, you've got to go around the track, all about timing. You know, you choose your horse at the beginning, they've got different strengths and weaknesses and all the rest of it. There's little power-ups as well on the track. Nothing too exciting, but it's actually better than I thought. I didn't know what to expect on this one. I've never seen any footage of it. So yeah, I didn't hear too much about it. No one talks about this one. And there's good reasons for it really. So I wasn't expecting anything. I thought it was going to be dreadful, but it was actually okay. You know, I had a bit of fun for half an hour, so it's cool to get this one. It's a very cheap and common game, and yeah, it's probably a little bit more skill than I give it credit for. I think you can't flog your horse too much. You do have to time it properly. I'm sure there's more skill to it, but I know I've only played it for half an hour, only one race, and got a little bit of earnings on it, but not much. But yeah, happy to get this one and check it off the list. I still need to get the first one as well, but that's also a very common and very cheap game. So eventually I'll get it, maybe next month or something like that. But it's good to have it, and it's always good when you get a game and it's better than you expect. So the next game is a game you probably you'll be surprised I don't have it already. It is Super Sidekicks, the first one, so Super Sidekicks 1. Now this is a really early NeoGeo game. It's 92 I think it is, and you can tell the later games are amazing. It's got the same mechanics of the later games. You know, you've got that superb satisfying sliding tackle, that's all in there. You got the superstar as well, it's all there, but it's a little bit broken unfortunately. Yeah, you know, it's so easy to score a goal. You can just shoot at the keeper, he'll drop it and you'll get the rebound and you score a goal. So that's a little bit unfortunate. And also the colouring as well, the shirts as well. They've got England in like a grey stripy sort of shirt. I don't know what's going on there. But it's interesting at least to see where the game has come from, you know, the roots of the game. But the later games are much better. But happy to get this one anyway. It's dirt cheap as well, and it's checking that box. Yeah, it's this is probably the most common and cheapest game you can get on the MBS. So the next one is a game I was disappointed unfortunately. You know, I was expecting a little bit more. You see the actual pictures, the screenshots of the game. You see the big characters. You think this is going to be good. It's going to be like a fighting game. But then you remember it's a wrestling game, and then I really don't like wrestling games. So then, yeah, I should have known better. It is Fire Suplex, of course, 3-back counts. Yeah, you just expect more. You load it up. You see these beautiful big sprites, interesting characters, cool sound effects. And yeah, you get in the ring and it's just a boring wrestling game. Don't like my wrestling games. I want to enjoy them, but I just go in with the mindset that I'm going there for kicking and fighting, especially when you've got these big sprites. But yeah, I just can't get into these wrestling games. I keep on getting these wrestling games as well, and I keep on trying and failing to get into them. So I'd be interested to know what people think that actually do like the wrestling games, how this compares. I've not heard anything good particularly about this game, but maybe for wrestling games it's actually quite good, I'm not sure. But for me, yeah, I just had a feeling that it was going to be more like a fighting game, but not for me. But let me know how it is and if it's worth putting more time in, but probably not. But again, this is super cheap and super common game, so it is checking the list off. And these were three of the games that I knew that I could pick up very easily, very quickly, and I'm getting to that stage where I need to get these ones. So the next three are actually from Suragaya. These three came from Yahoo Auctions, but the next three actually came from Suragaya. So they had a sale on. I've been watching these games and the price dropped by 20% and I had to grab them. So the price dropped well below the sort of Facebook price that you see. So yes, I was well happy to get these ones. You're going to hear me say a lot, but I've been after these games for a long time. So the first one is one that I definitely have to, I keep on missing on this one. So Mike Ortez always, not always, but occasionally has this one up, and people keep on grabbing it before me. No use, you snooze, you lose, right? So yeah, finally got this one, and Brucey bonus, it came in a little cardboard box as well. It's not a full kit, it's just the carton box, but I wasn't expecting the cardboard box, so that's always a good thing, right? So if you don't know this one, it's 8-man. It is a very, very early NeoGeo game. It's kind of a side-scrolling brawler sort of game. Graphically, yeah, it's pretty good, especially for an early game as well. You can't really tell it's that early for the graphics. They're fairly decent, and sound as well is not too bad, but it's a little bit samey, the sort of gameplay. There's only two sort of stages. You basically got the standard sort of brawling stage, and then you've got like this running stage. So I think it's based on some sort of manga or book, so it's kind of like you're $1 million man, so you've got the power for speed and the strength and all the rest of it. It's a coin muncher, so you will die, you'll keep on dying, you get to the boss stage and you just fight and punch and die. So yeah, it's not the greatest of games, but if you play with 2-player, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely worth trying. If you've got an emulation, give it a go, or I guess I don't know if the AES or the CD games are cheaper or not, I'm not sure, but definitely give it a go, especially like brawlers. And you'll see from the footage, it's a pretty decent looking game, and it is a lot of fun. But you will die, believe me. Next game is one I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest with you. So this is one of a game in a series. So I've got the first two of it already. The first one's really old. The second one is amazing. And then this one, a little bit disappointing, unfortunately. So it is Sengoku 3 or Sengoku Legend 2001. Now this is by Noise Factory, so these are the guys you probably know from Metal Slug, well the later ones anyway, 4 and 5. I think they might have done something on 3, I'm not sure. And also they did Rage of Dragons, one of my favourites, and of course Power Instinct as well. Very cool games. But this one looks gorgeous, it sounds amazing, but it's just not quite there. The gameplay doesn't really draw you in like the other games. Well, like the second one. The first one's not that great, but yeah, you keep on fighting the same characters, the same enemies, so it does get a little bit stale. And to put it this way, when I played the second one, I put it in straight away, completed the game. I just wouldn't stop playing it as Sengoku 2. It's so varied and mixes it up, it just makes it interesting. You just keep on playing, you want to see the next level. But this one, after about 2 levels, it was getting a little bit samey. It was like, okay, I need to play some other games, so I dropped it and played something else, which no way that would have happened for the second one. So I'm a little bit disappointed with this one, and like I say, I've been after it for ages. I've even got the poster on my wall of this game because I got it free with an MVS game years and years ago when people didn't care about this stuff. They just gave you posters for free as added bonus. So yeah, I've had this on my wall for quite a few years. I finally got the game and it's not quite there, unfortunately, but it looks gorgeous, sounds truly amazing, but not quite there on the gameplay. But I will play it more. I will get my money's worth of it, and also yeah, it's a good brawler to put on the machine. If you've got people around, give it a blast because it looks so stunning and sounds so good. But that's it from Sengoku 3, and yeah, I'm not sure if it really is the third one, because it feels more of a remake. That's why probably they call it 2001 in Japan. It does feel more of a remake of the first one. But anyway, the next game wasn't a disappointment. This one was really amazing. And again, I'm going to say it again, I've been after it for ages. And this, again, I've been asking Mike Ortez for quite a few years now. Please, if you get me this game, please hold it for me. But yeah, there's many people after this game. So eventually I've got it. It's Nightmare in the Dark. So yes, if you don't know this one, it is very similar to Snow Brothers, but in a cemetery with fire rather than snow. What can I say, right? Snow Brothers in a cemetery, yes, right? I'm in. It's a superb game, it really is. It plays just like Snow Brothers. Same sort of power-ups as well. Nice enemies as well to fight, you know, the level bosses. Really cool game, and perfect for Halloween. So I won't do a gameplay this time round. I won't play the MVS games because they're not really that suitable for gameplays. It'll take too long. They need dedicated sort of videos for them. And I've probably played this in Halloween. So really, really good game. And really happy to finally get it. I think the first time I saw this was on John's Arcade. That's how far back that I first saw this game and wanted to get this. That was quite a few years ago. So really happy to get this one, and that's it for the MVS. So what, that's 6, so 5 more to go. Getting there, I really am, really getting there. Oh, be quite a big feat to get there all the way. But next game is a PCB in a nice little box that I did the label for, and it is, of course, you see the label, is Mr. Driller G. Now this is basically PlayStation hardware here, and everybody knows Mr. Driller. Really fun game. I'm quite happy with this one. Like I say, I've been after this for ages. It's one that's always comes up on Yo auctions, but I've been too stingy on, kept quite low bids on it, so I never actually won it until now. A little bit dusty, but it's all good. So I'm really happy to get this one, and it came with the art as well. So yeah, the little marquee thingies. Really nice to get that one, and the manual as well, which is nice to have. Bit of a bonus. So if you don't know this one, it's everybody knows Mr. Driller. I mean, the same game is on the PlayStation, funny enough. It's just a bit of a puzzly game, sort of puzzly action sort of game, where you just drill down. You know, you die if you get blocks in your head or you run out of oxygen. So, and then if you get 3 of the same type, you'll clear the blocks. So very straightforward, and it's a cool game to stick in the arcade, especially with the kids. You know, a bit of competitive sort of puzzly action always goes down well, and so colourful, so Namco. It's great to have finally. So, but this one I'll do the gameplay, so we'll go down to Candy Cabs and we'll check it out, because nobody's seen Mr. Driller before, have they? I know. Let's go. Of all the games here, this will seem the most sensible one to do gameplay, because I'm pretty bad at this as well. So the gameplay will be pretty short and sweet, and not the greatest gameplay, but let's take a look at Mr. Driller G. Okay, so we are downstairs with the Candy Cabs, and it's time to play a little bit of Mr. Driller G. Sorry, no NeoGeo this week. It'd be too long, to be honest with you. It really would be. Though I have a quick gameplay on this because, yeah, I'm pretty bad at it. It's going to be a fast game. I'm pitiful at this game. It's been coined up already, so let's give this a go. It's typical Namco. It's really colourful. It's very cute, and it's a lot of fun. So I'll quickly show you the different characters. I'll just go for the default one, which is Mr. Driller himself, which apparently is the same characters as in Dig Dug. So I believe Mr. Driller, the first one, is actually Dig Dug 3. Then they did a couple of them. I think Mr. Driller 2 is on the same hardware as this, and this is Mr. Driller G. Now I'm sure there is a technique to this, but I don't know it. I just don't go down as quickly as possible. But if you get 4 of the same, you actually move them by themselves. So that's the real proper way of doing it, is trying to get all those blocks lined up and not get squashed like that, because that was pretty bad. And those little brown chocolatey sort of coloured blocks, you can drill through them, but you'll lose a lot of oxygen doing it. But if you connect a load of those together, which I will try and do, then you get back a load of points. And you see the little blue dude? I think that indicates that I lined it up. You want to try and get all those other nice things as well. I'm trying to get squashed like there. But like I say, I'm pretty bad at this game. I just go as fast as I can to the bottom. Look for the bigger blocks and try and get some oxygen. It's surprisingly more difficult than it looks. Oh, I don't want to really do it. If you slow down, you're doomed. No. And you have to pray to find one of those big blocks at a time, otherwise you will get smooshed. I know this is, oh, I need oxygen bad. I know Vic always goes on about the Mr. Driller games, and rightly so. It is a lot of fun. Simple, but fun. End of the day, that's what games is all about, especially arcade games. Sometimes you don't need all the fancy stuff, you just need a nice bit of gameplay. You can sort of jump up as well, I think. There we go. I have no idea the proper technique to play this. I really don't. Let's see how far I can get. Ooh, nice little bit. I'm going to run out of oxygen soon, aren't I? Some of the levels do seem a hell of a lot easier than others, but I think it's more about getting the points as well. Probably doing something completely wrong here. I need oxygen. Oh, that was close. You see that it's doing all the work for me here. Probably not getting much points for doing that, but who cares? Ignoring those points there, I'm just going for it here. Ooh, I want to go down. Gonna be in trouble here. Oxygen, please. I need oxygen. Where are you? Oh dear. If I was going to go for the oxygen, I was going to get squished anyway. But they definitely give me less oxygen now, aren't they? We get down there, there's brown blocks. $700 meters, 300 more to go. And I got smooshed. Probably didn't want to do that, but somehow. Oh no! Ah, it's all over. See how pitiful I was? Was it 700 meters? Made a slight dent in it, but that's about it. That's all you're getting, 733 meters. That's pretty dreadful, but there you go. A lot of fun. So there you go. Game over.